to the TAP, the Totally Awesome Podcast so bad you'll be tapping out by the end of it. And honestly, I'm kind of doing this because this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm going to show you my entire video game collection, and I do have a lot of video games. And honestly, I don't know if this technically qualifies as a podcast, because I'm showing you stuff. So if you're just listening to the audio version of this, because I am going to have an audio version of this on Spotify, then I guess you're just going to have to listen to the games that I have. But if you're watching the video version, you'll actually get to see physical copies of the games that I have. Now, I do have some games that I have downloaded onto different consoles and stuff, so I'll mention those. But I'll actually show the games that I do have, so... and this is going to be more chilled, more relaxed than anything else. And I'm actually going to have some music playing in the background. And yes, it is the Sonic Heroes 20th Anniversary OST thing that they put on Spotify, and it's also on YouTube. So I'm going to have that as some background music. Also, shout out to Sean McCarty, your Colonial Champion, for making that apparent to me, although I did already kind of know about it, because Sonic Heroes is my baby. My god, that game's 20 years old. Whew, it's crazy. It is crazy how old that game is. Well, it'll be 20 years old next year, but it's still 19 years old. It's still a little weird, but... So yeah, I'm going to be going through my entire catalog of video games, but before we do that, I will just go ahead and rattle off every console that I have. I'm not a PC gamer. Clearly, I'm a console peasant. I have a PS2, a PS3, PS4, but it's in the living room. Just for right now. My mom was using it to watch TV on. I have an Xbox 360. I have a Nintendo 64. I have a Sega Dreamcast. I have a Wii. And somewhere over there I have a Nintendo system of some kind. Not entirely sure. I think it's one of those, like... I don't want to say plug and play, but it has it's like a big assortment of Nintendo games on it. I used to have a Sega Genesis, but it doesn't work, so I got rid of it. But yeah, so and also just saying, I do not prefer Microsoft or Sony over the other one. I'm not involved in any like brand warfare or anything like that. And there's a lovely ad in the background that's not annoying. Can I just listen to Sonic Heroes OST without any crappy ads, please? Thank you. So yeah, I don't really pick a side when it comes to the console wars or anything like that. I like both Xbox and PS4 or PlayStation or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. So, and also there are different sections. So all this right here, these 4 sections are video games. This is my Dragon Ball Z section right here. See me rubbing it? And this is my wrestling section right here. So Dragon Ball Z DVDs and wrestling DVDs right here. And over there, this out of frame, are all my movies and TV shows that I have on DVD. My Dragon Ball Z stuff, wrestling stuff, and my DVD stuff, that'll be a separate video, because that's DVDs. This is just purely video games. This section right here are all my Xbox 360 games. This section right here is purely PS2 and PS3. This section right here is PS2 and Sega Dreamcast. This section right here is PS4 and PS1. And this is literally the only thing I'm OCD about. And I also have a Game Boy Advance, and I guess I'll show the Game Boy games that I have as well. But they're over there, I'll have to go get them. I'll show those last, I guess. So, I guess we will start with my PS2 and Dreamcast section, and I'll just go here, 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 and since Xbox 360 is an entirely different thing by itself, I'll just do that last. And so what I'm going to do, each game, I'm going to show what game it is, and just give my general thoughts and opinions on it. And here we go. I'm excited. So our first game in my huge collection is the game that we have the OST playing for right now. It is Sonic Heroes for the PlayStation 2. And this is one of my all-time... trying to get into frame. This is one of my all-time favorite video games. It's my first Sonic the Hedgehog game, one of my first platformers. And it's just, in my opinion, just one of the best things ever. Yeah, it has some issues. It's aged a little poorly. But it's a lot of fun, and I go back to it all the time. You can ask anyone that knows me. I go on and on and on about this game. I just love it. Again, this is my introduction to one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. So, and we've been doing the Sonic A-Rank Challenge thing on my YouTube channel. We did Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. This will be the next game that we do. Oh god, it's Amy's theme song that's playing. It's Team Rose's theme song that's playing. Oh god. That's one of the things in this game that I'm not super fond of. But anyway, we'll keep on trucking along. And another thing that's going to be fun is me trying to put back the games that I take out. Because just, you move one little thing, and it all gets out of whack. And it's a giant pain in my ass. Alright. Oh my god. Any Team Rose fans out there? Sound off in the comments, I guess. Alright, our second game. Well, I guess we're going to just do my Sonic PS2 games first. Shadow the Hedgehog for PlayStation 2, one of the more controversial Sonic video games of all time. And I genuinely like this game. I get why people don't like it. There are a lot of people who hate this game. There are people that say it's the worst Sonic game ever, which, have you played Sonic 06? Or Sonic Boom? Rise of Lyric? Or Sonic Labyrinth? Or the really, really bad Sonic games? But, I enjoy this game. It's a, what's the word? Guilty pleasure. It is a guilty pleasure game of mine. And I actually did a live stream where I played this entire game all the way through, every single story. You have to beat the story mode in 10 different ways just to see the final ending, which is, that is a complaint I can totally get behind, because that is absurd. That is so much work. It took me 13 hours. I have a 13-hour-long video on this channel of me playing nothing but this, because I am a lunatic. And I actually wrote a paper on this game during my last semester of college, and I made a 100 on it. Because it was the whole reason why I did that 13-hour live stream on Twitch, which, go to my Twitch, it's going to be, the link to my Twitch is going to be in the description. The whole reason why I did a 13-hour live stream on Shadow the Hedgehog is because my professor was talking about choose-your-own-adventure stories, and she said that she wanted us to write a paper just analyzing one that we liked, and it doesn't have to be a book, it can be any medium, and I was like, can it be a video game? She was like, yes, and I was like, this one! I'm doing this one! So, yeah. So, yeah, I like Shadow the Hedgehog, but I totally get it if people don't like it. Alright, next. The PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed. Because I have both the PS2 and Xbox 360 versions of this game, and they are different from each other in some ways, and they're similar in others, but I honestly, I don't know if this is going to be a controversial opinion or not. I prefer the PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed over the Xbox 360. Yeah, the Xbox 360 version, it looks better graphically, but my least favorite thing in Sonic Unleashed is having to collect those stupid Sun and Moon medals to progress. That is such a pain in the ass in the Xbox 360 version. And when I'm playing a Sonic game, I don't want to be hunting things down, looking for things. It's why I don't like Team Chaotix in Sonic Heroes. I'd rather just be Team Sonic or Team Shadow. Oh, that's the menu music. I was wondering what that was. That's the menu music for Sonic Heroes. But, in this game, you kind of have to look for them, but it's not that much of a hassle, because the hub worlds you don't walk around in, it's like slideshows. And I honestly prefer that because, again, I just don't like wasting all my time in hub worlds in Sonic games. I don't even like the hub world in Sonic Adventure. So, again, call me crazy, but I wouldn't say that I love the PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed. I think it's alright. But Sonic Unleashed is not my favorite Sonic game. It's just not. The Werehog is fine. The daytime stages are actually a lot of fun as Sonic. They're very much a prototype of what was to come in Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, but again, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic Unleashed, but mostly because of the Sun and Moon Metal stuff, but they're not as intolerable in this game, I guess. Alright, so putting this one back up. If I can put it back up. Alright, next game on the list. Sonic Riders. Once again for the PS2. I actually really like this game. I know that a lot of people don't. A lot of people hate the Sonic Riders series. But I won't lie, I have not played Zero Gravity, and I, under no circumstance, will ever play Free Riders, because that is a Kinect game. And the Kinect is hot garbage. So, I might get Zero Gravity, because I have heard good things about that game. But I do enjoy this one. It's a little all over the place. The cutscenes and voice acting is a little weird, but that's a Sonic game, so what can you really expect? I enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure, because it is possible to have fun, legitimately have fun in this game and legitimately race. And I actually had a friend of mine, Kate Muse, who had never played this game before. Me and her did a race not too long ago, like a couple years ago, and she actually beat me, so... Which I just think was hilarious, because again, I've had this game for years. So I think this game's all right. I know a lot of people don't like it, but that's all right. All right, moving on. Next, for PlayStation 2, I have this copy of Twisted Metal Black. Now we're going to Twisted Metal, my absolute all-time favorite video game franchise. Now, funny thing, I have a physical copy of Twisted Metal Black for PS2, and I also have a copy of it downloaded for my PS4. Why do I have two copies? Because this one doesn't work. This one is so scratched up that it's unplayable. So I guess I just have a physical copy just for shits and giggles. Just to say I have a physical copy, I guess. And I got this physical copy for Christmas one year. And boy was I surprised when I put it in and it did not work. So screw me, I guess. But as for Twisted Metal Black, it's a really good game. I grew up with Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal 4. And then I went around to the other games, which we will discuss, because I have all the Twisted Metal games. But I don't want to say that I think this game's overhyped. Alright, that was another lovely ad that just interrupted me again. This game's really good. It's very dark. It's extremely dark. Ergo, the title Twisted Metal Black. But I can definitely see why so many people love this game and say it's the best game in the franchises. And it may very well be the best game in the Twisted Metal franchise. It's just not my favorite. It's really good and it's really fun. It's like the most realistic Twisted Metal game. As realistic as you can get with Twisted Metal. But it's a very good game, and I have two copies of it. One that does work and one that does not work. So, alright. And speaking of Twisted Metal... I have the PS2 Extra Special Edition port of Twisted Metal Head On, the Extra Twisted Edition. And I actually love this game. This game is a lot of fun. It feels like a diet Twisted Metal Black, but I honestly think it controls a little better. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion. I just have more fun with this one than Twisted Metal Black, because I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's too hard, it's too hard, Twisted Metal Black is too hard. It's very difficult, and it makes it extremely challenging. But a lot of the times, I just want to kick back, relax, and have fun playing a video game. I'm not trying to challenge myself that much. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. This one is still challenging, but you can kick back, relax, and have fun. And I love the beginning where you're in the middle of a concert by, I think it might be Limp Bizkit, or just a generic rock band, and you can actually destroy that rock band with bombs in the first level of the tournament mode, which I just think is hysterical. It's so Twisted Metal. And I also like how it is a continuation. It is a spiritual successor to Twisted Metal 2. And this version of the game also has unfinished levels from the sequel to Twisted Metal Black, Harbor City. And that's actually pretty fun. And it also has a mode where there was a Twisted Metal game that there was a concept for, but it was never finished. Basically, you can actually get out of the vehicle and walk around as Sweet Tooth, but basically, since it's so unfinished and bare bones, It's just a couple things you can walk around to and like look at like behind the scenes stuff that they put in this. Just some cool things that they put in this that I really enjoy. So yeah, I love Twisted Metal Head On, the extra Twisted edition. I do not have a PSP, so I've never played the original Twisted Metal Head On, but I do like the PS2 port. So, all right, up next, and I think I've established the system for how I'm going to take games out and put them back in. Radically different franchise, back to the platformers. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I love this game. I love I'm probably the biggest Ty the Tasmanian Tiger fan. I don't know if I would say on Earth, but definitely in South Carolina. So, and this was another one of my first platformers. It's definitely it's an easy platformer. It's not very challenging at all. But I just love the personality of this game. It's just very infectious. It's a lot of fun. It's very simple. And again, I grew up with it, and I still go back to it from time to time, just for the story mode. And I just think it's a lot of fun. I even go back and watch the cutscenes of this game, and it also has its Shadow the Hedgehog ripoff with Sly the Tiger. That also turns out to be Ty's brother, because of course. Which again, I love this franchise. Although I will say that my love of this franchise is very much limited to just this game. I don't really care for its sequels that much. I know they exist, but yeah, I love the original Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. But, speaking of the sequels to that game, I do have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. And I honestly have a similar problem with this one that I have with Sonic Unleashed. I'm not a big fan of hub worlds and having to hunt things down. This game, the first Ty game is very linear. There's a small hub world where basically you just find the mission and go to it. This, you have a huge map to explore, and you have to go all the way around to find the levels you're supposed to go to. And that's not my cup of tea, honestly. I'm more a straightforward kind of person, I guess. Must be, and that's definitely why I like Sonic the Hedgehog so much. It's not very complicated. It's not bad, and there are a lot of things. There's a more advanced combat in this game. There you can get into mechs in this game, which is a lot of fun. I love that addition to the games. And I very much love the first mission where Boss Cass, the villain of these games, is busting out of prison. The first level in this game is honestly, in my opinion, the best level in this game. So much fun. But again, I'm not too crazy about Ty 2. It's alright. It's not the worst thing ever. And fun fact, I used to have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3 Night of the Quinkin. And I do remember enjoying that game more than 2, but not as much as 1. But for whatever reason, a long time ago, that game got sold at a yard sale, so I don't have it anymore. I've been trying to look for physical copies of it, but they're so expensive and hard to find. So, finding a copy for Taiwan and Ty 2, finding a copy of Taiwan, I don't know if that's racist or not, probably. But anyway, finding a copy of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 1 and Ty 2, that was relatively easy, and they were not very expensive. Ty 3 is just so rare, I guess. But another funny thing about Ty 2, when I was little, me, my mom, and my brother would play Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 a lot. And we almost got to the end of the game, and for reasons that still do not make any sense, reasons that still confound me, my little brother Alex went into the memory card, because this, again, the memory card era. Raise your hand if you know what a memory card is if you're watching this video. If you don't know what a memory card is, you're probably too young to be watching this YouTube channel. And get off TikTok for 5 seconds, please. Your brain is deprived of oxygen. My brother went on to our save file and deleted it for no reason. We were almost done with the game, and I was just like, I'm just going to delete your progress. Boop. Don't know why. I have no idea why he did that. To this day, I still have no idea why he did that. So yeah, I love Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but the first Ty game is definitely my favorite. I know there's a Ty 4, but I think that's PC, and it's just a side-scrolling remaster of Ty 1. And there is a remaster of Ty 1 that's on PS4 and PS5. It's on the PlayStation market. Which, I mean, it's not like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. It's literally just that game ported to the PS4 or PS5, so I don't really see the point in getting it, because I have a perfectly functional copy of it for PS2 that works perfectly fine, so I don't really see a need to get that one. So yeah, that's that one. Alright, up next is another really good one. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1. Now, this game holds a very near and dear, very special place in my heart, because when I was in 1st or 2nd grade, my friend Will McAteer and myself played this game all the time. If it wasn't for this game, I would not be into Dragon Ball Z. This was my introduction to Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z is my favorite thing ever. I love Dragon Ball Z more than Star Wars, Sonic, professional wrestling, all of that combined. Dragon Ball Z is my favorite thing ever. So, without this, I would not have that. So, I'm incredibly nostalgic for this game. But I will say, it's aged poorly. It's a very old game. It's still a lot of fun. And the story mode and the cutscenes in this game, again, they've aged a little bit, but they're so iconic and nostalgic that I just adore them. I'm not even joking. Sometimes I go back and replay this game just to watch the cutscenes, and my voice cracked. But yeah, the original Budokai for PS2 is one of my favorite games. Is it the best game ever? Absolutely not. It's got a lot of problems, but purely nostalgia speaking, I adore this game. So I do not have Budokai 2. And why do I not have Budokai 2? Because I have Budokai 3, the next game we're talking about. This game is absolutely fantastic, and it still holds up to this day. Although in the story mode compartment, this game takes a step down from this game. But as far as gameplay, this game is way, miles and miles better than this one. So yeah, Budokai 3 is one of the most popular and well-respected, well-loved Dragon Ball Z video games of all time. And I totally get why. It's badass, and I love this game. And again, this is why I don't have Budokai 2, because, I don't know, Budokai 2 is just a very skippable game. Because it feels like the halfway point between Budokai and Budokai 3, which, that's what a 2 is for, but, I mean, Budokai 2 doesn't have the combat of this game, and it doesn't have the amazing story of the first game. If anything, I wish that there was a game that had the best of both worlds, that had the combat of 3 and the storytelling of 1. But there isn't really a game like that, and 2's just kind of there. You can tell because there's an HD collection of the Budokai games, and it's just 1 and 3. They skip over 2, because Budokai 2, no one's played that game, so. But Budokai 3 is amazing, and I love Budokai 1 more than Budokai 3, but from a purely objective standpoint, this is the superior game. And funny story, back when I was really young, I was doing swimming lessons, learning how to swim. I was, again, very young. And I was having trouble swimming all the way across the pool the long way. And my mom said, okay, tell you what, if you swim all the way across the pool, one time, I will buy you Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. So I swam all the way across the swimming pool, the long end, 7, 8, 9-year-old me. And as a reward, my mom bought me Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, and I've loved it ever since. Alright, so moving on with the PS2 collection. The next game on the list, okay. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 2.0, or as it's known as, Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even that I don't know why I have this game. I don't know what the purpose of this game is. Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, for those of you that have not played it, without exaggerating, it is the exact same game as Budokai 3. Down to the graphics, it is the most copy and paste game I have ever seen. It has a few different bells and whistles. Like in Budokai 3, you have the Dragon Rush, which is a system to unlock more moves and do more combos and stuff like that, and it just looks awesome. Infinite World doesn't have that, But it doesn't have that, but for some reason with finishing moves, your ultimate moves, it still has the system where you have to press the button more times in the computer in order to have a successful attack. But if the computer wins, then they're able to block the move a little bit. So it still has that, but it doesn't have Dragon Rush. Infinite World's a weird one, and honestly, I don't know why this game exists. It has a few extra characters from Dragon Ball GT, and some of their finishing moves don't even have the battle with the CPU. So again, I just don't know. I mean, it has cutscenes. Because Budokai 3, it just has JPEGs and speech bubbles for cutscenes. It doesn't have actual cutscenes. Infinite World at least has some decent-looking cutscenes, but they're not as good as Budokai 1's cutscenes. They're a lot shorter. So again, I don't know what the point of Infinite World is, because it's basically like an inferior version of Budokai 3. So, but I have it, so I don't know. But speaking of inferior, good God, speaking of inferior, as I try to put these back up without pushing anything back. Let's get in there. Okay, there we go. Speaking of inferior, the first legitimately awful game that I have in this look through my video game collection, Dragon Ball Z Sagas. This game is atrocious. This game is so bad, but I love it. I love this game. It is so hilarious. I'm not even joking. This is the Sonic 06 of Dragon Ball Z video games. It is so bad it's funny. And it's very unique because it's a action adventure Dragon Ball Z game, which I think this is like the only Dragon Ball Z game like this, at least for this like 3D. But it's so bad. Like, the graphics are terrible. The gameplay is terrible. It's slow. It's sluggish. It's very glitchy. Like, I have videos on this channel where me and Alex are playing the game, and my character straight up vanishes for a while. It is a broken ass game. But there's something about it that I just keep coming back to it. I'm like, it tries. It kind of tries. It's one of those like, aw, you're so adorable, pat on the head, you tried. But, and this is the game where there's a video on this channel, me and Alex playing it, where I famously kicked Android 17 into the camera, which was absolutely hilarious. So yeah, I mean, this is a so bad it's good type of game. If you have a friend and you want to just get crunk and have fun playing a game while wasted, this is the game. This is the game for you. I would absolutely recommend playing this game with a friend. And if you're the type that drinks or smokes or gets high or anything like that, this is definitely the game for you. But up next, probably one of the more underrated games that I have. Super Dragon Ball Z. Not to be confused with Dragon Ball Super. But yeah, I have Super Dragon Ball Z. It's basically Dragon Ball Z fused with Street Fighter a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, I don't play this one all that much. It's fun. My biggest issue is the roster of characters is so small. There's only a couple characters to fight as, but this is the one Dragon Ball Z game where you can play as Chi-Chi. So there's that. There's honestly not that much to say about this game. It's fun. It's actually a complex fighting game. It feels like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, which is a very good thing because that's perfect for Dragon Ball Z's format. But again, it's just not the most memorable game. And in my personal opinion, the graphics are ugly. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of the graphics in this game. The attempted cel shading that they have in this game is just, I just don't like it. That's just my personal opinion. If you like this game, if you love this game and you love the graphics, that's perfectly fine. So we're out of the Dragon Ball Z part, but I think I do have another Dragon Ball Z game for PS2, but we'll get to that. It's in a different section of my collection here. All right, so moving on. If I can get this sucker out of here. Alright, up next, I guess skipping ahead a little bit, Soul Calibur 3, which is my favorite Soul Calibur game. I know everyone's favorite Soul Calibur game is Soul Calibur 2, which, that is a good game, and I do love Soul Calibur 2, but I just love the third, just one of my things, I guess, I love the third installment of a franchise. Favorite Star Wars movie, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Favorite of the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi, which is the third one. My favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End. My favorite Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3. My favorite Spider-Man movie from the Home trilogy is No Way Home, the third one. My favorite Paranormal Activity movie, Paranormal Activity 3. I just love the third I love the third installment in franchises. I don't know why. My favorite Lord of the Rings. My favorite Lord of the Rings movie is Return of the King, which is the third one. I just love the third installment in movies. I don't know why. My favorite Ice Age movie, Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. The one where they introduced Bucky. I don't know. But for me, this game, it's just as good as 2 combat-wise, but unlike 2, there's so much you can do in this game. You can create your own characters. There are multiple different ways to approach the story mode. There's Chronicles of the Sword mode, where basically you can have your created character do his own campaign thing, where you get to build towers and stuff and fight other people that the computer made. It's very wacky, but I very much love it. Or is it? I think that's what it's called. Yes, it is Chronicles of the Sword mode. And there's so much you can do in this game. Again, I just feel like it's Soul Calibur 2, but with more stuff, and just beefed up with a whole lot more stuff. So, yeah, I love Soul Calibur 3. It is my favorite Soul Calibur game. Alright, and speaking of games about combat, Mortal Kombat! Haha, see what I did there? Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Alright, now I'm going to be fully transparent and completely honest. I'm not that big a fan of Mortal Kombat. It's not that, it's too violent, we'll think of the children, or any of that garbage. It's just never really been my thing. I don't know why. Soul Calibur's my favorite fighting series. I'm not super crazy about Mortal Kombat. I'm not very crazy about Street Fighter. For me, it's just Soul Calibur. But I do like Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I just think it's fun. It's the one Mortal Kombat game that I have like this. And there's more. There's Mortal. Wait, what is it called? What do they call it? What do they call it? Motor Combat. There's Motor Combat, which is basically this turned into a racing game, which is just hilarious. And that's actually a lot. I think that's a lot of fun too. But yeah, this game's pretty good. Again, not the world's biggest Mortal Kombat fan, so take that what you will. And up next, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, a game that I don't feel like is talked about enough. But I'm not gonna lie, I have not played Shaolin Monks all that much, but that's because I played it a little bit when I was younger, and then just like Tai 3 was sold at a yard sale. I don't know why. I blame my mom, and my mom blames me. I feel like it was both of our faults. She was like, Joshua, is it okay if I sell this? And I was like, I don't care, whatever. And then we sold it. But I got this game back for Christmas. So how about that? What other 24-year-old person would want Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks for PS2 for Christmas in 2021? I think I'm just weird. But this game, it's an action-adventure Mortal Kombat game, which they kind of had something like that in Mortal Kombat Armageddon with the story mode, where you play as that guy whose name escapes me at the second. I can't remember that guy's name. He's kind of bland, not gonna lie. Where there's some action-adventure, open-world-esque elements to that story mode, where you can walk around. That's all of this game, and it's actually a lot of fun. And I'm going to dive back into it not too long from now. I'm going to see if I can, because I forgot to mention when I pulled out Dragon Ball Z Budokai that me and my brother actually recorded a Dragon Ball Z Budokai video that we're going to be doing. Because basically, we're going to be going through all the Dragon Ball Z games that I have that have a tournament mode. and we're going to be playing the tournament mode in all of those games in a Dragon Ball Z tournaments series. So be looking forward to that, and the Budokai one's going to be coming out soon. But me and my brother are also going to play this, because again, no one talks about this game, and I don't know why. All right, moving right along, and absolutely no one talks about this game, Ghost Rider for PS2. This is a weird one. It's kind of like Devil May Cry. It's a hack and slash. The thing about this, a Marvel superhero video game that is a hack and slash. And it's not half bad. It's actually... My only problem with this, my biggest problem with this, is not even the game's fault, it's this copy. It's kind of scratched up, so it kind of freezes a lot, especially in the menus. But when the game actually runs, which it can on this disc, it's actually fun. And it does operate on a lot of the Devil May Cry format, which is stylish combat. It's basically a Devil May Cry ripoff. But it's fun. It's a well-done Devil May Cry ripoff. And there's motorcycle segments where you ride around the motorcycle and shoot, like, hellfire at other people that are on motorcycles. So yeah, this game's a lot of fun, and no one ever talks about it. It's not the best game in the world. It's not gonna, ironically enough, it's not gonna set the world on fire. But I do think it's fun, and I do go back to it every once in a while. Alright, I'm gonna put some of these back up. Alrighty. Alright, I think the Team Chaotix theme song is playing now. Alright, so up next we've been going through some games that I'm just going to like, this one's fun, I like this one, yada yada yada. This is in my top 10 favorite games of all time. I love this game, and I just have, like, the GameStop case for it. You remember these weird GameStop cases? Where these three kids are, like, they're so scrunched up between different PS2 systems that it looks like they're in a trailer. It looks like they're in, like... It looks like they're in a trailer. I don't know. But this game is Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. This is... Not gonna lie, between this and a game that I'll actually be looking at in a second. I think it's... No, it's a couple games from now. This is, in my opinion, one of the best superhero games ever made. This game is so insane. It is the best Hulk game ever made. It's the best game that has the Hulk in it. So, like, yeah, like, I can't say enough good things about the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. It is Ultimate Destruction. The story mode is really good. The gameplay is phenomenal. The music is fantastic. Everything about this game is just 10 out of 10. If you have a PS2 or a GameCube or whatever, and you don't have this, I implore you. If you love the Hulk, get Ultimate Destruction and play it. It's addicting, and it is one of the best video games I've ever played. Alright, moving on. Speaking of Marvel, I guess we're in our superhero section now. Spider-Man for PS2, and it is based off of the Spider-Man movie from 2002 with Tobey Maguire. This game is... It kind of makes me think of Budokai 1 in that it's old, and it's kind of aged, and it's not that great. It's more nostalgic than anything else, but I do enjoy it. It's fun. It's very bare bones. Like, you know in Spider-Man 2 where they introduced, like, the free swinging thing where you can swing in any direction? This was back when you could only swing in one direction. So that's how old this game is. But I do think it's fun. I do enjoy it. And that's all I have to say about Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 1. Here's Spider-Man 2. I also have Spider-Man 2 for PS2. Not gonna lie, I have a dodgy history with this game. I remember having it at a friend's house and playing it there and thinking it was fun. And then after that, I went years and years and years and years without even touching it until like last year where I got this copy and I played it for a little bit. And it's a good game. It's most people's favorite Spider-Man game. Like my friend Sean McCarty, another shout out to Sean. This is his favorite Spider-Man game. Which, it is a fun game. I just don't have that much nostalgia for it. I just think it's alright. I just don't have much nostalgia for it. But I will actually complete it, not gonna lie. I do plan on actually playing it some more and completing it. That and the Spider-Man 1 game, as I drop everything. Alright, now, moving from a game that I have no nostalgia for, to a game that I have an unlimited supply of nostalgia for, as again, I'm knocking everything over. This next game is, again, one of my all-time favorite video games. The limited edition of Ultimate Spider-Man. And it also has the Venom symbol on the back. This is my favorite Spider-Man game. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I love everything about this game. You get to play as Venom and eat people. You get to play as Venom and eat a child. What else do I need to say? FBI, open up! Yeah, so, this is my favorite Spider-Man game. And I'm not gonna lie, between this and Ultimate Destruction, I cannot pick a favorite. These two are just so near and dear to my heart. They're just so perfect. They have such great personalities. And again, you get to play as Venom and eat children. So, and the story mode of this game is just fantastic. And after you beat the story mode, you can play as Venom and just roam around the city destroying things. So that's just great. It basically turns into like a watered down Ultimate Destruction, except instead you're not playing as the Hulk, you're playing as Venom. So there's that. All right, where am I? Oh God, we're going from a game that I love to a game that I hate. Okay, here we go. We're about to bring it down a little bit. Not gonna lie. Alright, I have two versions of this game, two ports of this game. This is the PS2 version of Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I'll go ahead and spoil it. The Xbox 360 version of this game is fine. The PS2 version of this game sucks. Like, this game is horrendous. It's side-scrolling, which is not a bad thing. It's just so bland and boring. And in the Xbox 360 version, you know, the one where they actually tried and put some effort into it, you can actually make different decisions in that game, and it affects the gameplay, and it's actually semi-interesting to watch. And it's fun, it's satisfying. This, text boxes. We're going back to the Budokai 3 system of text boxes that are barely voiced any of the time. And the ending of this game, I cannot describe it in any other word than just flaccid. It just stops. There's a little text box that basically tells you what the epilogue is, what you've decided, like the decisions you've made in the game, and then it just stops. Boring. The PS2 version of this, and by extension I assume the GameCube version of this game, is awful. It sucks. So, this is in the running, in my opinion, one of the worst Spider-Man games ever made. But moving on, our next game is another Marvel game that no one talks about, and I don't know why. And a lot of people don't like this game, and I don't really understand it. Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. This is one of the most underrated games I've ever played. And I don't get it. I mean, I guess the tone and stuff like that. I like the story, although the Marvel superheroes, there's not even a reason for them to be in the game, because they're kind of just pushed to the side, because they're trying to prop up the Imperfects. But I do like this game. It's brutal, it's vicious. I don't know how they got away with the T rating, some of the stuff you can do in this game. Wolverine's finishing move, where basically he just impales his opponent over and over and over and over again. How is this game rated T? Iron Man can literally incinerate people. Multiple people in this game can incinerate people. Like disintegrations. And it's rated T. I don't know. I don't know how this game's rated T. But I do love this game. No one ever talks about it, and I don't know why. So, alright, up next. Oh, we have an interesting one. Up next in my catalog here. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. Now this, I know a lot of people's first Crash game was probably Crash 3 Warped for the PlayStation 1. this was my first Crash Bandicoot game, and not gonna lie, I have not played that many Crash games, so I wouldn't say this is my favorite by default, because this is the most I've played a Crash game. But I do enjoy this game. I know that a lot of people don't like this game. One of my favorite YouTubers, Cat Icarus, hates this game. But I personally enjoy it. I think it's got a fun personality. It's a fun, goofy romp. It's a laid-back platformer. And I think some of the bosses are cool. I think a lot of the levels are cool. And some of the concepts in this game I really like, so... I do like Crash Bandicoot, but Wrath of Cortex, so that's all I have to say about that one. There's not really all that much to say about this one. But up next is probably my favorite platforming game outside of the Sonic series, because Sonic is my favorite platformer. Outside of Sonic is this. Probably the game that I have the most nostalgia for of all video games I've ever played. Pitfall. The Lost Expedition. The Lost Expedition for PS2. This game is amazing. This game is fan-freaking-tastic. It is overflowing with personality. It is so much fun. And I have so much nostalgia for it. Like, the music is phenomenal. The characters are so likable and hilarious. Everything you can do, and you get to swap bodies. You get to do a Captain Ginyu body switch with a freaking monkey, a scorpion, and a penguin, and fight each other. This game is so absurd, and I love it. Literally, the first thing you do in this game is you have like this weird Super Saiyan blue energy around your hands as you're fighting a flaming lion, a flaming jaguar. Jaguar, not jaguar. A jaguar. A jaguar. I'm fighting a jagged wire. I'm such an idiot. But yeah, you have blue flaming fist and you fight a flaming jaguar. That's insane. That's the opening of this game. And no one talks about it when I talk about great PS2 games. How? This game's fantastic in my opinion. Yeah, we're going to move on. And this is honestly one of my mom's favorite games, too. She loves this game. It can be a little annoying because there is a lot of backtracking, and I know a lot of people don't like that. I myself don't like backtracking, but you put up with it for this one. Alright, up next. Okay, this game, honestly, has reverse sequelitis, where it's like the second one perfected the formula to the point where the first one is so irrelevant, why would you bother picking it up anymore? The original Star Wars Battlefront for PS2. I've played this game once. And it's... Oh god, an advertisement. I don't even want to know. So this game, it's okay. I played it once and was like, wow, Battlefront 2 is so much better. So I just took this out and played Battlefront 2. I don't know why I have this. Just to have it, I guess. But again, it's alright. But you can tell that, like, what they came up with in this game was perfected in the next one. So, I'm just going to move on. Is there anyone that likes Battlefront 1 more than Battlefront 2, by the way? If you do, that's fine. I'm just curious, because I've never heard anyone say that. Alright, moving on. Speaking of which, I don't know why I have this game in this case. I can't find its original casing. And that's another thing about my video game collection. I have a bunch of discs in case that are just like in weird cases that where I just can't find its original case, so it's just in what it is. This is a good one. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for PS2. This game's fantastic. It still holds up today. It's so much fun. And it's a shame that EA tried to erase our memory of this game with the other Battlefront 2, which I do not have, for multiple reasons. Specifically pricing, and the whole controversy surrounding it. I just was not interested. This is all the Battlefront 2 I need. I think this game's fantastic. The space battles are so much fun. The ground battles is so chaotic in the best way possible. You never know if the ground beneath your feet is going to explode. It's such a heart-pounding, you never know if you're going to live or die in the next second in the best way possible game. I love this game. It is a fan favorite, and it's one of those rare instances where I actually agree with public opinion that this game is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Battlefront 2 is amazing. However, it is not my favorite Star Wars game. Because my favorite Star Wars game is up next. My favorite Star Wars game is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, for the PS2. And if you look really closely, for some reason when I was little, I would take a blue marker, take the case out, or take the covering out, and just color in the lightsabers. Because I don't know why. And I did it. I have Lego Star Wars for PS2, and I did the same thing there. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I think on Budokai 3, I colored in the Super Saiyan's hair. I don't know. But yeah, this is my favorite Star Wars game. I have a ton of nostalgia for this game. Again, my friend Will McAteer, the one that introduced me to Dragon Ball Z, he also had this game. And I played it all the time at his house. And I remember one night, like the first time I ever stayed up really late at night, I played this game. And the third level, the elevator level inside General Grievous' ship, I played that level over and over and over and over and over until about 3 o'clock in the morning. Because it was just so, I was having so much fun. I just couldn't put it down. And I didn't want to play any other level except that one because that one was so much fun to me. But putting away my own nostalgia and bias toward this game, the way this game controls, like the lightsaber combat, like the force mechanics in this game are kind of bare bones. They're not that impressive. The lightsaber combat in this game, in my opinion, has yet to be topped. I think Jedi Fallen Order topped it, perhaps. That is a good argument. But other than that, no lightsaber combat has touched this game. Especially the versus mode. The versus mode is so much fun. It is ridiculously fun. And the multiplayer modes are fun too. This game just has so much. And the cheat codes in this game are ridiculous. There's a cheat code in the game where you can make the droids like this tall. There's super sabers where the lightsabers go all the way across the screen. It's insane. This game's ridiculous, and I love it. It's my favorite Star Wars game. And thus we move on. Alright. Alright, so up next, we have the PS2 version of Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and again, me coloring in stuff because I was a stupid child. I don't know why I did that. So, funny thing about this is the first version of Force Unleashed I ever played, and I do enjoy the PS2 version. I think it's a lot of fun. It is kind of bare bones, and it has not aged all that well, but I do like this game. And when I first got it, I was so addicted to it, I played it all the way through. And then my uncle, who had an Xbox 360 at the time, and he had the Xbox 360 version of this game, he was like, hey, you want to play Star Wars The Force Unleashed? And I was like, I've already played it. I have it on PS2. He was like, well, you want to just check it out? And I was like, sure, why not? Completely different game. The only thing similar is the story. This and the Xbox 360 version are so radically different in graphics, combat, force powers, but I like both versions of the game. The Xbox 360 version of this game is my preferred version, but I have a lot of nostalgia for the PS2 version, and it's fun. It's legitimately fun to play. So yeah, I love both versions of this game, but I do think the 360 version is a superior one, but this one's good too, so. But you want to talk about something that's not good? Not good at all? Something that sucks? This is straight up awful? Star Wars The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. Okay. This game is garbage. this is one of the worst Star Wars games that I've ever played. It's just bland and lifeless. The animations are so dull. The lightsabers don't feel like lightsabers. They feel like glow sticks that sting. And it's so stiff. Like, it is the exact opposite of the combat in Episode 3. The combat in Episode 3, yeah, it kind of feels like a very painful glow stick. But it feels so light and effortless. And you can do anything. It feels like you can do anything in that game. This feels so limited and weak and flaccid. And the story is just whatever, blasé. The graphics are ugly. This game is just nothing. It's just flaccid, limp, and lifeless, and just... This was back during the era that everyone hated the Clone Wars, before the Clone War... What is wrong with my tongue? This is before the Clone Wars got good. And it is very blatant. It is very apparent and obvious. And I saw a review for this game. It was an IGN review, so take that with a grain of salt, because IGN is garbage. But, and even they hated this game, like, with a fiery passion of a thousand suns. I don't hate that game this much, but that doesn't excuse this game. It's still bad. It's not a good game. I just have it just because. But moving on, we're almost done with the PS2 games on this section. Take a shot every time I stutter or misspeak. And if you're drinking water, you'll drown. If you are drinking alcohol, you'll die of alcohol poisoning within 5 minutes. And since these games basically are just extensions of each other, I'm just going to look at both of them at the same time. Alright. Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 for the PS2, which this one is the prequels, and this one's the originals. These are my favorite Lego games. They're just a lot of fun. I love both of them. They're basically the same game. They're just separate trilogies, and they're both fantastic. The way the characters act, the grunting stuff is just hilarious. And that's actually going to be a feature in the upcoming Skywalker Saga Lego game, which I just love that they're bringing that back as a feature. But yeah, this is just Lego perfection. It's not super complicated. It's aged a little bit, but it's still a lot of fun. It's hilarious. It's a good time. And yeah, that's not that complicated. Alright. So I still have some more. Oh god, how am I going to get this back in there? Alright. Whoa. Easy to cut. Okay. Up next, a friend of mine gave me this game. The original Smackdown vs. Raw. This is the one that I used to do YDTW, which is the one on the Eat Dream Team. And I am planning on making more videos for that channel. It's just me and my friends have not... We're busy. I have a job, they go to college, and they also have jobs. So it's kind of hard for us to meet up. Plus they live in different places, so... But we'll try to make some more Eat Dream Team content. But yeah, this is bare bones SmackDown vs. Raw. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I just throw this in and watch funny Elimination Chamber matches. That's basically all I do with this, so... That's all of that. So these games right here, I'm going to get all of them right here. Okay. I feel like I'm going to offend someone with what I'm about to say. A friend of mine gave me these two Sly Cooper games. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoons and Sly 2 Band of Thieves. I have not touched them. I feel like I hurt someone by saying that. I remember playing a Sly Cooper game once. And that's it. I have vague memories of playing Sly Cooper before. But I will eventually dig into these two games. I might like them, but I've never played them. I just have them. They're just collecting dust at this point. But I promise I will try them at some point. moving on, we're getting to the point where I just don't know why I don't have cases for these. Soul Calibur 2 in a PS1 casing, cartridge, whatever. I don't know why I have it like this, but yeah, Soul Calibur 2 is great. It's not my favorite Soul Calibur game. It's everyone else's favorite Soul Calibur game, but it's not my favorite. Again, Soul Calibur 3 is my favorite, but it's a great game. This is not the one with Link. That's the GameCube one. This is the one with Heihachi, I think his name is, from Tekken. Which he looks so awesome in the intro with him and his lightning fists. I bet the ladies love it. Why did I say that? But yeah, this game is fantastic. There's a reason why so many Soul Calibur fans love it. But yeah. And the intro. The intro cinematic to Soul Calibur 2 is probably the best in the franchise. I love Soul Calibur 3's intro and I love 4's. But 2, I think 2 has the best one. And another one. Why do I have a casing that looks like this? Star Wars Bounty Hunter for PS2. I don't know why the casing looks like this, but it's another one of those Star Wars games that no one talks about, but it's really good. It's such an underrated game. It's kind of like a stealthy shoot-'em-up, and it's the only time that Jango Fett actually does anything cool or credible, because basically he's just a dumbass in Attack of the Clones, and I will defend that till the day I die. There's nothing cool about Jango in Episode 2. He has one good fight with Obi-Wan, and it's over. And then, that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, he's awesome in this game. He's awesome in Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and this is another game that does not get talked about enough. And I implore you to check it out. And now, we get into my Dreamcast section. Soul Calibur 1 for the Sega Dreamcast. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game because a lot of the video games that I loved when I was younger, I would go over to my grandma and my uncle's house and play them because they had some games that I just did not have. They had some things that I did not have. This is one of them. For several years, whenever I went over to my grandma's house in North Carolina, they would put this in, and we'd play it, and it was a lot of fun. And I love how you can make the intro whatever you want to. You can choose whatever character you want to for the intro. That's just great. And then the graphics have aged, but they just look nostalgic to me. There's a such thing as nostalgia in graphics. And the gameplay is great. And I just think this... I'm not even going to lie. I like Soul Calibur 1 more than Soul Calibur 2. This is not a Soul Calibur 2 sucks video, by the way. I like 3 and 1 better. That's just my opinion. Alright. And speaking of games that I'm very nostalgic for... Okay, these next 3... Well, these next 2 are very interesting. Just like with Soul Calibur, whenever I went to my grandma and uncle's house and they had their Dreamcast, they would also put in Hydro Thunder. I actually need to play this game because I have not played this game in ages, and it would be nostalgia overload for me to play this. And I might actually make a video of this on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but yeah, we would play this a lot too, and it was just the sound effects and the sound design and the themes and the stuff like that. It's burned into my memory from when I was little. It's just one of those games that you play a lot when you're little, and you go a long time without playing it, but you're like, man, I had so much fun playing that game. I need to play it, and I absolutely do need to pick this one up again. Another one that we would play that honestly we would just do the practice mode and nothing else. NBA Hoops with Shaq. I know what you're thinking. Me with a sports game. Who am I and what have I done with Joshua Campbell? But yeah, this is NBA Hoops with Shaq. Again, we only ever did practice mode because we just did it to pass the time. We thought it was fun. That's all I have to say about this one. I'll have to check it out. This one, I may have played once. What is this even called? Virtua Fighter 3TB? I'm not gonna lie, I've only played it like once, and it was weird. I'll have to try it out. I don't know. In the back it says the legend continues. Where did the legend start? I'm so drawing a blank on this one. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. All right. So that is all for this section. And I guess I will move to this section, because it's more PS2 titles. The PlayStation 2, by the way, is my favorite console. It's the one I've spent most of my life playing, so a lot of nostalgia for the PS2. Alright, so. Next. Again, don't know why I have a case like this, but this, I believe, yep. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. The first one. The one where it's the arena fighter where you can't transform. I mean, I have nostalgia for this game, but 2 is better and 3 is infinitely better. So, but this one's still enjoyable. It's still a functional game. And it's the only Tenkaichi game that I have right now because I used to have Tenkaichi 2 and Tenkaichi 3, but they both got scratched up, and I got rid of them because they wouldn't even run on my PS2. But the reason why they're scratched up is my fault, because what I would do, because I'm a freaking idiot, whenever I would do a move in that game or transform, I would I would pause the game over and over and over and over again, because to my stupid brain, it looked like slow motion. I know, I'm dumb. I slow-mode those games so much that they actually went into permanent slow-mo. So good job, me. Alright. Alright. So up next, these two honestly go together. Okay, so I have Nicktoons Unite and Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island. And these two are practically the same game. And I've only played them a couple times. And I think one of them is scratched up and doesn't even work. I have a lot of scratched up discs. And I don't really know. I don't really have much of an opinion on these. They're alright. They're serviceable, I guess. Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on these. I just have them. Oh, God. This next one makes me want to kill myself. Okay. So a little bit of background on me. The first video game I ever played when I was 4 years old was Frogger. It was the original Frogger. And that is the game that I have a ton of nostalgia for that. So then I found out that there was a 3D Frogger, where he had a voice and he could actually, do stuff. It was a 3D Frogger, and I was like, that might be interesting. And then I played Frogger, The Great Quest, and I wanted to put a gun in my mouth. This is one of the worst video games I've ever played. This is absolute garbage, and I literally just have it to make fun of it. It's not even so bad it's good. Not so bad it's funny. It's just straight up awful. This is a failed abortion. And seeing as how Frogger is the first game I ever played, that just makes me hate this even more. It's so bad. You can barely even attack enemies in this game. The voice acting is horrendous. The graphics are terrible. And just look at this. He's a frog. Just in the games, he's a frog. Why does he have clothes? Why does he have tattoos? I hate everything about this. This character design sucks. And he has a truck that has a sensor sign through it, which is kind of funny because in the original Frogger, he gets hit by a truck, so that's cute, I guess. But this whole package is garbage. It sucks, and I hate it. Alright, so moving on. From Frogger, the Great Queef. Yeah, this game is literally just a vagina fart. What did I just say? Alright. This game I've played a couple times, and I thought it was fun. Have you ever heard of this game? Ace Combat: The Unsung War. Oh, Ace Combat 5. Excuse me. I've played this a couple times. It's basically just a piloting game. I thought it was alright. I loved flying into the map and killing myself. That was funny. I don't have much to say about this one. I've only played it a couple times. Alright, moving on. Okay. I don't know if I've played this game like once. Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts for PS2. I've played it like once. I thought it was alright. Call of Duty's not my favorite thing ever. Shooting games, like war games, are not my favorite thing ever. The only shooting war game that I really enjoy is Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Lost Planet 2, which we'll get to. I said the word 2 so many times. But, yeah, this is alright. I don't have much of an opinion on it. Okay, so, basically this PS2 section is the PS2 games that I play all the time. These are the PS2 games that I touch every once in a while. So. Alright, so up next. I don't even know what to say about this one. Smackdown, Just Bring It. Me and Alex actually did a video us playing this game several years ago. Back before I knew how to edit videos properly. This is such a train wreck. Like, I don't even know how to describe how terrible this game is. I mean, maybe this game was fun when it first came out, but it has aged so terribly. Like, it's just awful. The commentary is just the worst. And the gameplay is the worst. Seriously, you press one button and they go running as fast as they can and you can't stop them. And it's just impossible to control. So, yeah, just bring it. Just more like just turn it off. Alright. So, speaking of that, now we go to a game. Okay. So, the same friend that got me the Sly Cooper games got me Smackdown vs. Raw 2006. And not gonna lie, I have not touched this one either. I'm a terrible friend. What is this music? Oh, it's sad music because I'm a terrible friend. So, yeah, Smackdown vs. Raw 2006. It's an old one. I think it was the sequel to the first Smackdown vs. Raw, which my other friend gave me. So, I'll have to try it sometime. I don't know. I just have it because a friend of mine gave it to me. Alright. Get in there. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, an actual decent game. Smackdown vs. Raw 2011 for the PlayStation 2. In my humble opinion, the last time a wrestling game was actually decent. This was the last semi-decent wrestling game. I guess some people would counter with 2K19's good, but I don't know, I haven't played that one, so I can't give an opinion on it, but everything that's come after this game has been god-awful. So, I think you can hear my cat snoring in the background. And I'm going to put on some more music real quick. Just give me a second. Yeah, that was the end of the Sonic playlist. Budokai. Give me just a second. Alright, here we go. I put on the OST for Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1. But yeah, this is the last time a wrestling game was good. And it's not as good as the game before it, 2010. But it's alright. It's got a couple things going for it. I just feel like the gameplay took a little bit of a step down before it plummeted and crashed deep below the surface of the earth with WWE 12, but we'll get to that. But again, it's just kind of there. It's one of those games that's just kind of there. So, that's all I have to say about that one. Alright. Alright, I have another game that is so underrated, and I don't know why no one ever talks about this game. Rhygar, the Legendary Adventure. And in some of the cutscenes it says the Legendary Warrior, so they can't decide on a title for their own damn game. I love this game. It's one of my favorite hack and slashes. I think it's a hack and slash. It technically, I mean, you do hack and slash, so... I think it's really good. No one talks about it, which saddens me. The voice acting's a little cheesy. But basically, this guy has a shield that has blades on it, and it's like attached to his arm, and he can throw it at people, and it like retracts, and that's how you attack people. And it's like well versed. It's like immersed in Greek mythology, which I love Greek mythology, so that's a huge plus. No one talks about this game, and if you have a PS2 or a GameCube or whatever, pick this up and try this out. It is a lot of fun. It's really difficult, so for those of you that love difficult hack and slash games, this is one for you. And again, this is one of those games I played a lot when I was younger, and I have a lot of nostalgia for, so has a lot of nostalgia points for me. Alright, up next. Okay, now we're getting to one of my all-time favorite games ever. One of my favorite platformers. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. In my opinion, the best SpongeBob SquarePants game ever made. And one of the best platformers ever made. This game has such a wholesome, wonderful personality. And yeah, the graphics aren't that great in today's standards, but just the way this game moves and feels, and just the way it is, it's just so addictive and alluring. I love this game. It is pure SpongeBob. It is pure SpongeBob. And you can play as Sandy, play as Patrick, play as SpongeBob. I just love this game so much. And I guess I'll go ahead and mention it. On the PS4, I have SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which is basically just this game again, except with PS4 level graphics. Which in that game is just as good and just as nostalgic, but with better graphics. So, and it was like what, $30? So I think that's a fair deal. If it was $60, then I wouldn't have gotten it. But anyway, all right, moving on. And I have the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game somewhere. Did I not put it up the last time I played it? Because me and Andy did do a live stream with that game. Oh, I'll find it later. But yes, I also have the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game, which I also have a ton of nostalgia for. And it's basically like a spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's not as good, but by this much. So yeah, a nice shout out for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game. And, okay, here comes this one. SpongeBob SquarePants Lights, Camera, Pants. How many of you have even heard of this one? This one's really weird. The idea is that they're making a movie, and you're putting various mini-game competitions to earn a part in the movie. And oh yes, they're making a new episode of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. And you're trying to earn your way into that episode by completing various challenges. And it's basically a mini game, party game, kind of like Mario Party. Not as good as Mario Party, but still in that same vein. But it has that SpongeBob goofiness that's just so infectious, and it has a wonderful personality. I wouldn't say I love this game, but it is very much a fun, enjoyable game. And once you do the story mode, and your character earns the part in the episode, that actual episode is hilarious. And I assume that the entire thing is on YouTube somewhere. Go look it up and check it out. It's really funny. It's really good. So the reward for completing the game is very much worth it, in my opinion. Alright, so moving on. Okay, up next. Oh god, this game. This game is very much the opposite. SpongeBob SquarePants, Atlantis SquarePants. This game sucks. It's like a weird hodgepodge of somewhat of a platformer, somewhat of a mini-game thing. I don't know. This game has no idea what it wants to be. It's just like various different weird mini-game things to advance to the... Why didn't they just make this a platformer? And this game is so scratched up it doesn't even register on my PS2 anymore, so I guess that's a blessing in disguise. But I'm not gonna lie, this game never really impressed me. I thought it kind of sucked. It's not that great. It's the worst SpongeBob game that I own. Alright, up next. Okay, I know a lot of people like this game, but I'm not gonna lie, I've only played it like once or twice. SpongeBob SquarePants and the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. And I feel like this game came out before Battle for Bikini Bottom. Again, I've only played it like once, and I thought it was alright, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I just have it. I might go back to it one day, I don't know. That's all I have to say about that one. I don't have much of an opinion on it. Alright, now this is one of the weirdest games I have. This game is an acid trip. SpongeBob SquarePants and the Creature from the Krusty Krab. This is one of the most bizarre video games I've ever played. Basically, you're playing through dreams that the SpongeBob characters are having. And dreams are bizarre. So this game is bizarre. It just... Again, this game is an acid trip. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's laugh-out-loud funny at times, but it can get a little repetitive and tedious. The level where you're like stuck inside the Alaskan bullworm or whatever you get eaten by, I'm not gonna lie, that level sucks because it just goes on and on and on forever. But other than that, I like every other level, so... And, I'm not gonna lie, when you get to play as a giant plankton that's destroying Bikini Bottom, that is the best part of the game. It is so hilarious and it's so satisfying. It's so much fun. So yeah, that part of the game's great. And the way it transitions immediately to you playing as Starfish Man, fighting against Plankton and his henchmen, and then that transitions into SpongeBob flying around on his ship. I just love that. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but it's the WTF factor it has going for it is just the greatest. And this game keeps falling over. Okay. I don't know why I have this game. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. This is a, like, nightclub racing game of sorts that I've played, like, once and was not impressed and never touched it again, but I still have it. So yeah, I have this. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that game. So, and I also don't have. I don't think I've even played this one. I don't know why. Okay. I legitimately think someone like just picked this up at a yard sale and gave it to my mom, and she gave it to me. She was like, "Oh, it's a video game. My son likes video games. Here's a video game. It was $3.99. It's Test Drive for the PS2." And there's terrifying PS2 graphic level people in the back that just... Look at these two. They look horrifying. I don't know. I don't know. I've never played it. I just have it because I think having it's funny. So after that... Oh, okay. Up next... we have The Incredibles, the PS2 video game about the movie, and I actually really like this game. Well, I love parts of this game, and I hate parts of this game. When you're playing as Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, this game's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. When you're playing as Dash, the game is not as fun. It's the kind of challenging where it feels more like the game is just screwing you over, and it's to the point where it's not fun anymore, because the game is just a load of bullcrap. That's the Dash segments, and the Violet section is just the worst. that part of the game sucks. It's awful. So it's not the greatest game ever, but I do have a lot of nostalgia for it. I played it a lot when I was little. Yeah, The Incredibles for PS2. It's a good game. I like it. And before we had The Incredibles 2 movie, we had The Incredibles 2 video game, Rise of the Underminer, which is a two-player co-op action-adventure game, which is it's the spiritual successor to the Incredibles game. And you play as Mr. Incredible and Frozone, and it's okay, but it's very basic, not challenging at all, and it's very repetitive. And you don't really do all that much. You fight a bunch of robots for several hours, and then you fight the final boss and win, and that's it. So, I mean, it's just a meh game. The first Incredible game is better, so this game's just kind of here. I don't hate it. I just think it's kind of just eh. You do the same thing for hours, so what else can you say? Alright, up next, I have a game that I used to play with my dad. Me and my dad would play this game a lot, and it was actually a lot of fun. And I might actually take this game over to my dad, and we can play it the next time I see him, perhaps. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Now, unlike that Midnight Club, whatever the hell it was, and unlike Test Drive, this is a racing game that's actually fun. You can actually do a bunch of crazy stuff in this game. You can be the police, because in games like this, these drag races, you have cops that chase after you. In this game, you can actually be a cop, and you have to stop people, which is actually a lot of fun. I have a lot of nostalgia for this game because me and my dad used to play it. And shout out to my dad, I love you. So yeah, this game I think is good. I haven't played it in a while, so yeah. And now going from a racing game that my dad liked to a racing game that my mom loves, SSX3. This is a snowboarding game, and it's very extra. I don't know how else to put it. There's so much you can do in this game, and there's a lot of tricks. It's very brightly colored. There's a radio station that plays in the background for this game that I just think is hilarious. And the voice for that radio station is just the best. He's got a great sense of humor. This is a good game, and I would recommend it, and I probably will do a video of this game in the future, me and my brother, or my fiance, or maybe even my mom playing. Maybe the four of us, I don't know. Yeah, I do love SSX3. Alright, up next, a game that I'm still convinced that no one's ever heard of, that I actually played on my channel recently, and I have a part 2 that's still on my computer somewhere. Medal of Honor Frontline. This game's alright. It's your basic war shooting game for the PS2. It's just that. It's just a shooting game for the PS2. It's not that memorable. Again, not much of an opinion on it. It's alright. It's not bad or anything. It's just basic. Okay, now this game. I used to play with my mom. I used to play it with my dad. I played it with my brother. I've played it several times on this channel. The one and only hunting game that I like. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. The original one for PS2. That came out in 2003, I believe. Yeah, 2003. I love this game, which is weird because I think hunting's boring. This game, however, this is a lot of fun. I don't know why, just the mechanics, the graphics, the sound design, and everything about it is just perfect. Yeah, it's old, obviously, but it's just a relaxing hunting game, except for when you're hunting stuff that can kill you, and that's when the game just quickly turns from relaxing and fun to just straight up horrifying and just a jump scare fest. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun, and I don't know. I'm not a very country person at all. Clearly, I've been talking about video games for the past hour. Of course, I'm not a country person, but this game somehow found its way into my heart. So, And I do plan on making a lot more videos of this game. This game has so much infinite replay value. That's the big thing about it. You can just play this game for hours. I love this game. And I don't even know why I love this game. I just do. Alright. So yes, the Adventures of Flard will continue. Alright, now another racing game that my mom loves. Downhill Domination. It's not a skateboarding. It's not skateboarding. It's not a snowboarding racing game. It is a bike racing game. And like SSX3, it's very extra. It's very wild and all over the place. But it's a lot of fun, and you can punch other bikers, and you can upgrade your weapons from a punch to a kick to a stick to a water bottle. And you can throw water bottles at other competitors to knock them off their bikes. It's hilarious. And you can ride goats and llamas, and you can even unlock this energy Cyclops, this electric Cyclops, that's made out of pure energy except for his eyeball. It's insane, and my mom loves it. And it was one of my first non-wrestling videos that I did on this channel. If you want to hear what my little brother's voice sounded like before his balls dropped, then go watch that. And before I learned how to edit videos, I don't want to the 2014-15 era of me making videos on this channel is not something I care to remember. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so this is another one where it's like, raise your hand if you've heard of this one. Splashdown Rides Gone Wild. This is a game I once played for hours and never touched it again. It was weird. It had a very weird vibe to it. It's kind of like Hydro Thunder, where it's a water racing game. And you can do tricks, and I'll have to revisit it sometime. I forgot that I even had it. Alright, moving on from that. What do we have here? Oh, here we go. Okay, so for some, I do have the Tomb Raider Legends trilogy. Legends, Anniversary, and Underworld. Legends and Underworld I have on Xbox 360, but for whatever reason, I have Anniversary on PS2. Not sure why. But it is a really fun game. I haven't gotten too far into it, but from what I've played, it's a lot of fun, and it is basically an HD, well, not an HD, but a PS2 remaster of the original Tomb Raider game, which in and of itself is awesome. And Tomb Raider is one of my mom's favorite franchises, and I think it's a lot of fun. And I actually have a video way long ago of me and my mom playing this on my channel with a horrendous thumbnail. Again, back before I knew how to edit. And again, it's a fun game. And Tomb Raider's awesome, so. Alright, moving on. What is it? I forget what this is. Oh my god, I have so much nostalgia for this. The original. Spin it around so you can see it. Destroy All Humans. I forgot that I have this game. I know this is another one of those games that me and my friend Will McAteer would play all the time. It was this, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Dragon Ball Z Budokai that we would play all the time. And my parents actually got mad because they were like, what, you're playing a game called Destroy All Humans? That's not good. And I'm just like, this game is so hilarious. All I remember is, one thing I do remember is you can be in a spaceship and you can use the tractor beam to pick up cows and throw them at houses. Just freaking hilarious. And I remember trying to absorb people's brains and their heads exploding. I need to play this again. And there's I think there's an HD remaster that came out or something like that. I don't know, but I love this game, and I forgot that I had it, so. I can play this game. I'm so much nostalgia right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm not going. These next two games, I honestly might get rid of because I've never touched them. Star Wars Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter. I've never touched either of them. I just think that the concept is boring. Like, I don't know. I've never played them. I might play them one day. Right now I don't have an interest, so I don't know why I have them. And my last... If I can even get them back in there. Okay. My last PS2 game is another game that I have maybe played once. Shaun White Snowboarding. This is a game that I think my mom liked. Oh my god. Look at the graphics on the back. Look at the character designs. That looks horrifying. It was kind of blurry, but... Yeah, Shaun White Snowboarding. I don't really have an opinion on, other than I'm not interested. So, whatever. What a flaccid way to end the PS2 section. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I have 7 PS3 games. Well, one's technically a PS1 game, but alright, so moving on to the PlayStation 3. It is the worst X-Men movie, but it is an amazing game. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I have it in this weird thing, but here's the disc. Ugh. X-Men Origins Wolverine, one of the goriest games that I've ever played. It is so much fun. Just disemboweling and dismembering people as Wolverine will never get old. It is fantastic. And the story is worse than the story in the movie, but it more than makes up for it. It more than makes up for it with the gameplay. So yeah. Up next, Spider-Man 3 for PS3. This game is odd. Gameplay and control-wise, I think it's fine. The graphics and cutscenes, though, are so hilariously bad. The graphics are so terrible that it's laugh-out-loud funny. But the gameplay's fine, and I enjoy it. Who could ever forget, I'm going to die? So yeah, Spider-Man 3. I have it for PS3. And speaking of games... The concept of this game, I just think is pure genius, and it makes me laugh every time I play it. Naughty Bear for PS3. Basically, in this game, you are an evil stuffed teddy bear, and you go around murdering other stuffed teddy bears, because they didn't invite you to a birthday party. The sense of humor this game has is the selling point and the only reason why anyone should get this. As a game, it's not that great. It's very buggy. The frame rate has a lot of issues. And it's not that good. It's just... The game itself is a joke. And it's a good joke. And I love... This kind of comedy is right up my alley. So, I love this game even though this game isn't very good. Alright, up next I have... Dragon Ball Xenoverse PS3. This game's kind of like with Star Wars Battlefront 1. This game's kind of obsolete with Xenoverse 2, which my brother used to have Xenoverse 2. I don't know if he has it anymore, but I played this game like a couple times. Thought it was alright. Again, it's obsolete with Xenoverse 2, so whatever. Alright, up next. You guys like Smash Bros? Yeah, well, I don't have that. I have PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Anyone remember this? This game's enjoyable. Honestly, my favorite thing about this game is they finally had a game featuring all PlayStation characters, and they put the DMC Dante in there instead of the original Dante from Devil May Cry just to piss people off. That's funny. That I actually think is funny. I love that. And I do like DMC's Dante. I know that's another controversial statement, but this game's basically Smash Bros. It's alright. It's fun. I don't have much of an opinion on it. Alright. Up next, we're going back to Twisted Metal. With this is not even gonna lie, this is my second favorite video game ever made. And my favorite Twisted Metal game. Twisted Metal 2012, or Twisted Metal PS3. This game is just amazing. I adore this. I cannot say enough good things about this game. When I was little, I was always like, what if they made like, well, when I was growing up, I was like, what if they made like an HD, like, realish looking version of Twisted Metal 2. That's what this game is. And I know that there are some Twisted Metal fans that don't like this game. I know that you don't like it, but I don't understand. The gameplay is phenomenal. It is pure unbridled chaos. I adore this game. It is my second favorite video game out of all of this and anything I've ever played. This game is just pure magic. I adore this game. And that's all for that section, and we're going to move over here to this section. And I guess I will go into my PlayStation 1 games. Okay. Speaking of Twisted Metal, the OG, the original Twisted Metal. This game, basically, it's a decent game, but the first one is very, very old. It's clearly a prototype game. The graphics are really ugly, especially the background graphics, and it's not very good. Because of, gameplay-wise, it's fine, but because of age, you can tell it's very bare bones. But without this, we wouldn't have my favorite video game franchise, so I have a lot of respect for it. And it's a decent, fun game. There's just nothing really to it. It's another one of those games where the second one did it so much better that this game's kind of irrelevant just because the second one's so much better. Speaking of which, Twisted Metal 2. Now, this is the most famous and most popular game in the Twisted Metal franchise, and for good reason. This game is amazing. It's old, it's aged, but I have so much nostalgia for this game, and it's still, to this day, so much fun. It is so insane. I adore this game. If Twisted Metal PS3 didn't exist, this would be this is my second favorite Twisted Metal game. It's so freaking good. The cutscenes are just iconic. I love everything about this game. But of course we go from the cream of the crop to the bottom of the freaking barrel with this next one. Twisted Metal 3. This is the exception to my I love the third installment in anything rule. This game is an abortion. This is a successful abortion. This game is awful. I mean, on the back it says, I scream time. This was 989 Studios' first attempt at a Twisted Metal game, and my god, it is so horrendous. Everything about this game is bad. The control is terrible. The graphics are terrible. The graphics are somehow worse than Twisted Metal 1, in my opinion. And they treated the entire franchise like a big joke. Like, Sweet Tooth in this game literally asks for, what's that? Oh, that's flashing off my screen. Never mind. I thought that, like, there was something moving in the background. But, like, in this game, Sweet Tooth literally asks for ice cream when he wins because he's a clown. It's lame. It's a big joke. And it's honestly kind of offensive to people that take Twisted Metal seriously. And it's just a heaping pile of garbage. The only thing good about this is the soundtrack because it had Rob Zombie. But that's the only good thing about it. This, in my opinion, is easily the worst Twisted Metal game. It is so awful, and I get embarrassed every time I play it or look at it. And up next, for some reason, I don't have the little booklet case thing for it, but I have Twisted Metal 4, which, honestly, is... Okay, if I were to letter grade all this stuff, I would give Twisted Metal 2 an A, Twisted Metal 3 an F, Twisted Metal 4 a C. It's much better than Twisted Metal 3, but it's not anywhere near as good as 2. But I have a lot of nostalgia for this game, not gonna lie. I love the concept of Sweet Tooth taking over the tournament. That's just insane to me. And the gameplay, while not perfect, or I would even say amazing, is good, it's serviceable. It's fun. It's not an unplayable disaster like Twisted Metal 3. So Twisted Metal 4 is alright. And we go to a concept that I like, to a concept that I freaking hate. This is the second worst Twisted Metal game that hardly anyone's ever heard of or mentioned, and that's for a good reason. Twisted Metal Small Brawl. Okay, the idea for this game is, what if we made a Twisted Metal game for kids? Featuring kids. Whose brain-dead, stupid idea was that? And if it was David Jaffe's idea, then what were you thinking? The man who created Twisted Metal and the man who created Kratos. David Jaffe, what drugs were you on that made you think this was a good idea? This game, the gameplay is not as good as 4, but it's not anywhere near as bad as 3. The graphics are ugly as sin. The concept of this game is just the worst part of it. It's not an awful game, it's just the idea is awful. The game itself is just eh. It's just eh. But, like, so yeah, so I have just about every Twisted Metal game. The only Twisted Metal game I don't have is, Twisted Metal Head-On for PSP, because I don't have a PSP. Next is probably the most basic and just, that's what that is game I have. I played it on this channel not a long time ago. Snowboarding. Where you snowboard. It's just snowboarding. The game. I'm not even joking. This game is so just snowboarding that it was difficult for me to find actual footage of this game on YouTube. I have no idea if anyone besides me knows that this game even exists. Every time I look at this game, it just baffles me. Like, where did my parents find this? This is one of those games that just, its existence just baffles me. Like, look at it. Look at it. It's just snowboarding. I don't know, man. And up next is a game that I have nostalgia for, even though it's not all that great. Me and Alex actually have a really funny video on this game. Road Rash 3D. It's a motorcycle racing game, and I actually think it's fun. It's not as good as the first Road Rash game, which was also on PS1. But we used to have a copy of that game when I was little, and I have so much nostalgia for that. Although the menus of that game are absolutely terrifying. Like, look up the menus of Road Rash 1. That is nightmare fuel. But yeah, we used to have it, but then we got rid of it for whatever reason. Probably sold it at a yard sale for whatever reason. And I've been trying to get a copy of Road Rash 1, but they're so rare and expensive that I can't get a copy. I will one day. But yeah, Road Rash 3D's alright. It's not as good as the first one, though. And after that, we have the beloved Crash Team Racing, which, again, I don't have the booklet for whatever reason. And, not gonna lie, I haven't played this in a while, but mostly because the disc is so scratched up that it doesn't run on my PS2. Which disappoints me to no end. Because I do remember having a lot of fun with this game. But again, the disc is so scratched up. I might as well get Nitro Fuel, which is like the HD remaster. So I will probably get that. But I used to have this, and it was a lot of fun. So it's unfortunate because, again, it's so scratched up it doesn't work. Oh, God. I literally just got this game because it makes me laugh. This game is a joke. Bubsy 3D! Legitimately one of the worst video games ever made. Objectively. One of the worst video games ever made. Calling this game a beta test is a compliment. This is like an alpha test. Like the very bare bones version 1 still in the production phase. This is like playing the pre-planning of a game. The pre-production. That's what this is. It's so unfinished. It's so Bubsy 3D that it's hilarious. This is an intense version of the so bad it's good. That I just love it. It is the worst video game I own, and I love it. Because I am a lunatic. I am a masochist. And a sadist, apparently. Alright, up next, I have Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. And again, I have no booklet for it for reasons unknown. I don't know why this is a trend. But yeah, I have fond memories of Crash 3 Warped. It was a lot of fun. I didn't play it all that much because, again, I got into The Wrath of Cortex. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. Another snowboarding game that actually I am confident that people have heard of. Cool Borders 3. It was fun. The graphics are like burned into my brain. I'll never be able to forget it, and the sound effects as well. It's alright. I haven't played it in a long time. I might revisit it, I don't know. It's another snowboarding game. But at least it actually has a name besides just snowboarding, and I'm convinced that other people besides me on this planet know that it's an actual real video game. Alright, and to finish off our PS1 games, Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2, which again I do not have a booklet for. I'm not even going to defend myself. I don't know why. Yeah, the first two Tomb Raider games are iconic. They're very old, and the series has been improved upon, but they're still iconic games, and I won't go back to them every once in a while. So yeah, that's all my PS1 games. And I have fun putting all these back. Hope you enjoy watching me put my games back up after going to the trouble of taking all of them out. Oh, and there was one I forgot to mention. I have one more PS1 game, actually. Crap, I just dropped a whole bunch of them. Everything's falling apart. Everything's falling apart. However that song goes. You can't control me. You can't control me. I'm gonna get a copyright. Something. Alright. And on my PS3, I actually have downloaded a copy of Final Fantasy VII. Which, again, it's really old, but I really like Final Fantasy VII. I have the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie. I love Sephiroth. And I like Cloud Strife, so yeah, I have that for on my PS3. So, moving on to my PS4 games. Real quick, I'll mention that I have, again, the Twisted Metal Black download on my PS4, and I have Skyrim on my PS4. Skyrim's alright. I don't play it all that much. It's not really. I just downloaded it so I can make funny videos with it. So speaking of Final Fantasy, I have the first part of the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I'm still in the middle of. I just honestly haven't found enough free time to get back into it, but I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I don't know what people's opinions of it are, but I really, really do love Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm enjoying it very much so far. And I will continue to play it and form an opinion on it. Alright. Up next, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I love the idea of this game. The idea of just making, like... This has the same spirit in it that Budokai 1 has. Basically on how the cutscenes are just pure, unadulterated Dragon Ball goodness. That's this game, except for a modern era. And the gameplay is actually phenomenal, and I love Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's great. It's one of those games that it's packed with nostalgia, even though you've never played it before. And I love this game. So, that's all I have to say about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I also have Dragon Ball FighterZ, or Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, however you like to call it. This is a really good fighting game. It probably is better than Budokai 3 or Budokai 1. I haven't had that much chance to play it all that much, but I do enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to unlocking everything in it. So, once I get enough money, that is. But yeah, FighterZ, it's a good game. It's very enjoyable, and I love watching other people fight matches on it. So, all right, up next is my favorite video game. Out of all of them, came out a couple years ago, but I can definitively say this is my favorite video game. Devil May Cry 5. I am still to this day surprised and grateful that this game even exists. I just felt like it was the culmination of everything Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is my second favorite video game franchise behind Twisted Metal, and they're very close to each other. This game was just everything I wanted and more. It was amazing. It had Dante doing the Michael Jackson dance. It's the best video game I've ever played. Hands down. And all three playstyles playing as Nero, Dante, and V is amazing. I love all of it. Controversial opinion, DMC Devil May Cry is a really good game. And I have the definitive edition for PS4. I love this game. I'm about to make some Devil May Cry fans really mad. I love both of these games. I like this one more. But I love both of these games, Devil May Cry fanbase. You can like both. But yeah, DMC Devil May Cry, I don't really get the hate for. And I actually really do like, I haven't played the original one for Xbox 360 or PS3. I've just played the definitive edition, because it is the definitive edition of that game. And I love it. So, another controversial opinion. Sonic Forces is a good game. I have Sonic Forces for PS4. I wouldn't say I love it, but I do very much enjoy it. I thought it was fun. I love the music in this game. I love the gameplay, although classic Sonic feels like an afterthought. He felt very shoehorned in just because it worked for generations, but I do like Sonic Forces. I don't get why people hate it so much, but again, I do like Sonic Forces. Up next, probably the most pointless game that I have, where I just play it every once in a while, purely because it has better graphics. Star Wars. I'm gonna call it Star Wars Battlefront 3. EA, you can suck my dick. This is Battlefront 3. Okay? This is not Star Wars Battlefront, it's Battlefront 3. I already have Star Wars Battlefront for PS2. See, you're confusing me. That's Battlefront 1. There's Battlefront 2. This is the third one. It's Battlefront 3, EA. I hate you. Out of all the controversy with EA and the Battlefront games, the thing that pisses me off more than anything else is that they name this Battlefront 1 and they name Battlefront 2 Battlefront 2 because they're trying to erase the other two games. Screw you. This is Battlefront 3, and Battlefront 2 should be called Battlefront 4. But anyway. Up next, we have Spider-Man. Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4. And this is a tremendous game. It came very close to topping Ultimate Spider-Man for me. But it doesn't have the same nostalgia punch. It's still a really good game, and objectively it probably is a better game. I could go on and on about the Marvel Spider-Man game, and I'm excited about the second one that's coming out. I haven't played the Miles Morales Spider-Man game yet. I might, I'm not sure. I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, so I don't know. But this game is fantastic. And so is this one. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This game surprised me more than anything else. It was like a sleeper hit of the year it came out. What year did this come out? I think it came out in 2019, and I heard very little about it, and then I played it, and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So yeah, this is pure, unadulterated Star Wars. This is one of the best Star Wars games ever made. I still love Revenge of the Sith more. I still love Battlefront 2 more, the PS2 version of Battlefront 2. And I still love the Force Unleashed Xbox 360 version more, but this is still fantastic. This is a phenomenal game. Alright, up next. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I feel is going to become obsolete in a couple months when the Skywalker saga comes out. I'm not going to lie, if they had the idea to make the Skywalker saga before they made this, then why did they make this? When the Skywalker saga comes out, I'm just going to think to myself, why does this game exist? It's fun, it's enjoyable, but it's going to become obsolete in a couple months, and I'm just like, whatever. Up next, I have very mixed opinions on this game. Jump Force. I literally just bought this game because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z mark, and that's basically it. There were Dragon Ball Z characters in it. I bought it, and the gameplay is all right. It gets old after a while. The graphics and the animations during like cutscenes and stuff is so hilariously bad. It's so unfinished. But it's not the worst thing ever. I've heard some people saying it's like one of the worst games ever. I wouldn't go that far. It's playable, it's decent, it's alright. And it has Light Yagami and Ryuk from Death Note, so it has Death Note characters, which is another reason why I got it. And my voice cracked. So yeah, I think Jump Force gets a little too much hate, but I can totally see why people don't like it. The cutscene, seriously, it's hilarious. And up next, I haven't gotten too far into this one. I haven't had the time to. Crash Insane Trilogy. So from what I've played so far, it's a lot of fun, and I look forward to playing some more of it whenever I have the time. Sonic Mania, which is a love letter to the 2D era of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not going to lie, I love 3D Sonic more than I like 2D Sonic. Basically, it's mostly because that's the era I grew up with. But this game is really good. It's a very enjoyable game. I've played almost all the way through it. I haven't finished it yet. But I still, and again, a lot of the reason why I haven't finished a lot of these games is because, again, with work and getting out of college and everything like that, just figuring my life out. I'm engaged. I have a lot of stuff going on. I don't have enough time to just spend all my time playing video games. So, and another game that I bought purely because the idea of it made me laugh. Bubsy, The Woolies Strike Back. The fact that this game only exists because making fun of Bubsy 3D was so funny. This game was made because of a meme. This game is a meme. And that's why it exists. That's good enough for me. It's just hilarious that this exists. And up next we have Soul Calibur 6. Which is a really good game. I very much enjoy it. It's way better than 5. I would even say I don't know if I would say it's better than 4 or not, but I very much like it. I don't know who the guy from The Witcher is, because I've never played or watched The Witcher. But Soul Calibur 6 is really good. And now it's going to take me a second to put all my PS4 games back up. The Prodigal Bobcat returns. They knew what they were doing when they made Bubsy 3D. Oh, another controversial statement. I like Sonic Forces more than I like Sonic Mania. There's gonna be an angry mob outside my house after some of the things I've said. Me saying that I like DMC Dante and I like Sonic Forces more than Sonic Mania. I'm going to be a dead man. Dead man walking, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy this video. It might be my last. Alright. I don't even want to know how long this video has been going on for. Might be on the 2-hour mark or something. Probably because a lot of it is me doing this. I hope you enjoy my backside while I'm putting stuff up. Yeah, that's not the order I had. That's not the order I had it at all. Okay. Up next is our final section, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not gonna spend all that much time on this one because this video has been going on for a while. My Xbox 360 section. And I have a few Nintendo 64 games I guess I'll show real quick. Let's see. Just gonna breeze through these. I have Mario Kart 64. It's an iconic racing game. It's really good. I love it. Pokemon Stadium. I've never played this. I think this is my brother's game. I've never played it. Donkey Kong Racing. It's alright. Mario Golf. I love this game. It's so much fun. Alright, and those are my Nintendo 64 games. Basically, it's just Mario Kart. That's the main one. Alright, moving right along with my Xbox 360 games. Because I think my second favorite console is probably the Xbox 360. So we're going to start from this direction. And I think that might be it for the OST for Budokai 3, but I'm going to just continue anyway. I don't know why I have this game. Oh! Never mind. Attack of the Movies 3D. I'm not sure why I have this. I played it once, thought it was kind of weird, and never touched it again, so... moving right along. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. This game is kind of like a diet Mortal Kombat game. It's alright. It's another one of those games I went over to my grandma and uncle's house and played a lot. It was fun. It's enjoyable watching DC characters get fatality'd. And, it's alright. I enjoyed the story mode. Not too much to talk about. Sonic Generations, in my opinion, one of the best Sonic games ever made. I love modern Sonic. I love classic Sonic. The story mode is so delightfully simple. It has that good old Sonic personality that I love so much. And it's just a really good game. And, again, I love this game. Can't say enough good things about it. Although the final boss sucks. And the final level's not very good. But other than that, it's great. Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360. I hate this version of this game. It is such a confusing nightmare. I hate it. The Sun and Moon medals completely ruin any kind of fun this game has. Even though the daytime stages are amazing, and the Werehog stuff is fine. It's just, I don't like the Sun and Moon medal stuff. It just completely ruins it for me. It tanks it for me. The legendary and iconic Sonic 06. This game is an absolute train wreck in the most beautiful of ways. I have so much footage of me playing this on my YouTube channel, it's not even funny. And I'm going to keep making videos of me playing this, because this game is just so funny. It will never not be fun to make fun of this game. And, also, quick thing, there is actually someone that's been, I can't remember his name, but it's called Project 06. Someone is actually going in and fixing all the bugs in this game and re-releasing it, like, for PC gamers. And from what I've heard, it's basically like a fixed version of the game that is, like, actually fun and legitimately a good game. So, check that out. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. It's basically, it's a collection of older Sonic games and older Sega games. So, that's all that is. Cool. Tomb Raider Legend. I actually really love this game. In my opinion, it's really, really good. It's a lot of fun. My one complaint with it is that it was very short. A lot of people don't like how linear it is. That's actually one of the reasons why I like it, because, again, I like linear games. Open world exploration games kind of confuse Lost. But I just love that game. It's a lot of fun. And it's the third part of the Legends trilogy. Tomb Raider Underworld. I'm still working my way through it. I haven't made that much progress in it, but from what I've seen so far, I really like it, and the graphics in this game are just absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, I really like Underworld so far. Up next, we have Soul Calibur 4. And I have the Xbox 360 version of it where you get to play as Yoda for some reason. I don't understand why Star Wars characters are in this game. I love playing as Starkiller, because Starkiller from Force Unleashed is amazing. I love it. And apparently there's some hate that's been going around for Starkiller as of late. I don't get that. No one's ever happy about anything. The internet's awful. But I do like this game. I don't really understand why a lot of people hate it. I can understand some confusion and weirdness about the Star Wars characters being included, but I like Soul Calibur 4. It's a whole heck of a lot better than what came after. Because I have this piece of garbage, Soul Calibur 5. It plays almost exactly the same as 4, and it's the point where Soul Calibur was like, let's just make money. Like, from a storyline perspective, this game offends me because Soul Calibur 4 was the end. It was the wrapping up of the story. Soul Edge was destroyed, and then they brought it back for no reason, Soul Calibur 5, just to milk it a little bit more. So, there's that. I don't really like Soul Calibur 5. And not many people do, so. And here is the Xbox 360 version of The Force Unleashed. I love this game. It's one of my favorite Star Wars games. It's probably my third favorite Star Wars game. It's a lot of fun. I already discussed the PS2 version before. And after that, we have Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. This is an actual case of actual sequelitis. It's fun. It's alright. It's just very short. And the story is just out there and not in the best of ways. It's not that great. It's not awful. It's just it's very much a cash grab. I'm not too crazy about it. The gameplay is fine, and I like the lightsaber combat, but the first one's better. Still got the Star Wars theme. Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I've only played a little bit of it, but from what I've played so far, it's fun. And again, I'll have to play some more of it to get more of an opinion on it. So, back into the pile you go. Up next is one of my favorite games. Another one of my favorite games. Lost Planet 2. This was an unexpected treat because my dad and my brother saw this at Walmart and were like, "Oh, this looks cool. Let's buy it. See if Joshua likes it." And at first I was like, it looks like a generic shooting game. It's not really my cup of tea. And then I played it, and basically you're in space, and it is a shooting game, but you get to kill giant aliens and shoot other people that are also trying to kill aliens for their, for their thermal energy. I almost forgot. And it's actually really engaging and really fun, and I love this game. Everyone has that game that they can just put on at any time and just have fun with it immediately. Just pick a level and just have fun, just start going. This is my game for that. I can, if I just want to play a video game, this is likely the one I'm going to choose because it's always just a fun time. It's a fun, turn your brain off kind of game, and I love it. Okay, this one... Okay, I don't know why I have this one. This was my brother's game. It just wound up in my room for whatever reason. Halo Wars. I don't really know anything about this game. I've never played a Halo game before. Again, this is my brother's game that he just disowned for whatever reason. I'm not sure. So, that's all I have to say about Halo Wars. I might try it at one point. I don't know. Next, we have Call of Duty 3, which, again, it's a war game. I'm not super crazy about those. I maybe played it for, like, once or twice, and I was like, whatever. So, oh, dang. That's all I have to say about that. Alright. Next, I have Ninja Gaiden 2. Electric Boogaloo. And, it's fun. It's alright. I'm not super crazy about it. It's a hack and slash, and I love hack and slashes, but I'm just kind of on it. But I haven't played all the way through it, so it's another one of those games I just need to finish. But from what I've played so far, it's fun. So, all right, up next is one of my favorites, the Devil May Cry HD Collection. Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. And real quick, Devil May Cry 1. It's old, and you can tell that it's a prototype of the series, but it's really good. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. Devil May Cry 2 is mediocre, and it's the sore thumb of the franchise. It's not that great. It's meandering. It's eh. Devil May Cry 3 is amazing. Devil May Cry 3 is an absolute masterpiece. I love it every time I play it. It was my favorite game of all time before Devil May Cry 5 came out. But they're like right next to each other. Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 5 are just the best. I love both of those games. And right after that, we have Devil May Cry 4, where we got the introduction of Nero. I love Devil May Cry 4. I think it's a great game. I think I like DMC. My ranking, I guess, is 5, 3, DMC, and then 4, and then 1 and 2. 4 is really good. I love Nero. I love Dante. It's just the backtracking where you play through the exact same levels as Dante that kind of... I wouldn't say it kills it for me. It's just, that's its weakness. And that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, I love Devil May Cry. I got into it when I was in high school, and it's one of my favorite franchises. And now, the most basic ho-hum hack and slash game that I have that I actually did a live stream of. Clash of the Titans, based on the 2010 movie that no one likes but me. It's Greek mythology. I like Greek mythology, so that's already a plus. But it's very basic. It's not that interesting, and I just have it because I just have it because I like the movie. Okay, and this next game, I don't really know how to describe. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. I've played this a couple times, and I wasn't really impressed. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I'm just kind of it's just weird. It's a weird arena fighter, kind of like a teaming arena fighter where you have to work together, and it's just odd. And the graphics are not. The graphics are kind of ugly. It was the first Dragon Ball Z video game of the Dragon Ball Z Renaissance, so that's something, I guess. And I don't have much to say about it other than it's just weird. It's like this, just the most odd Dragon Ball Z game. And these next two kind of go hand in hand, so I have Dragon Ball Raging Blast 1 and Raging Blast 2. They are basically like HD Budokai Tenkaichis minus anything Dragon Ball GT related. They're fun. I think they're great. Although 2 kind of makes 1 obsolete. And again, they're basically like Budokai Tenkaichi except for Xbox 360, so don't have all that much to say about them. Moving right along, we have probably one of the funniest games I have. Deadpool. The Deadpool video game. This game made me laugh so hard when I first played it. It's not the most complex hack and slash. It's not the hardest game ever. The game is basically just a celebration of how wacky and crazy Deadpool is. But it's fun, and I do enjoy it. What up next? Another one of these GameStop cases, but it's the Xbox 360 version of Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Web of Shadows. This one, unlike the PS2 one that sucks ass, this one's actually pretty good. Well, I wouldn't say pretty good. It's good. The control's a little wonky and hard to get used to, but it's alright, and the story is actually a story. It's not just text. So it's alright. Up next is another Spider-Man game, Spider-Man Friend or Foe for Xbox 360. And it basically has the same... It's basically the same game as Incredibles Rise of the Underminer. It's a 2-player game, and you just do nothing but beat people up room after room after room, and then you fight a boss and you win, and that's it. It's baby's first beat 'em up, just like Mr. Incredible. It's just like the Incredible Rise of the Underminer. It's basically the same game, except with Spider-Man characters, so... up next, Street Fighter 4. With this one, it's alright. Again, I'm not that crazy about Street Fighter. Not even gonna lie, a lot of the times I just do computer versus computer and just watch them fight because that's what me and my uncle would do when I would watch this over at his house. And I'm not super big into Street Fighter. Up next, we have Crash Bandicoot Mind Over Mutant. I'm not gonna lie, I hated this game. I just thought it was bland, and I don't like Crash's redesign. And I just didn't enjoy taking control of these mutants and attacking other people. I just didn't like this one. And I honestly, I might get rid of it. I don't know. It's just another game that I have. Lego Batman. I played it a little bit, and I was like, this isn't as fun as Lego Star Wars. And it's just kind of there. Alright, moving on. Okay. Alright. Now I'm about to get mad. But I'm going to start in a different order. Alright. Smackdown vs. Raw 2009. I've only played a little bit of it, but it's fun. It's alright. Not that much to say about it. And then we have Smackdown vs. Raw 2010. This is the best wrestling game I've ever played. I know everyone's like, oh, WWF No Mercy is the best wrestling game. Oh, just Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain's the best wrestling game ever made. In my opinion, this is the best wrestling game ever made. This game has everything. This game has so much intensity in the things you can do in this game. They introduced Create a Story Designer. There's so much. I love this game. This was my first wrestling game. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. This and my uncle are why I like pro wrestling. I adore this game, and this is what I use for XIW. And then we have this piece of garbage. WWE 12 was the beginning of the end in quality. This is a glitchy disaster. It is a useless piece of garbage that I don't know how they sold this in stores, and somehow they outdid themselves with an even worse piece of garbage in this, WWE 13. WWE 13 is my least favorite video game. No video game has ever made me as angry as this one. And I'll just spoil it for you. I use WWE 2K14 for my wrestling show. I hate that game. And it was next. I don't know where it is. I have the disc for 2K14. There's WWE 2K14 right there. That's what I use for my wrestling show. But 2K14 has some things in it that I like, some things that I need to make my YouTube show work. This game is just straight up ass. It's every problem 2K14 has. It has that and more. The one count glitch is just unforgivable. And of course, my least favorite video game has my favorite wrestler on the cover because life sucks. After that is the epitome of play it a couple times and then that's all you have to see and you'll never play it again. WWE All-Stars. This, funnily enough, is a gimmick. It's weird, it's alright, but once you play it a couple times, you've seen all it has to offer, and it's a play it one time and you'll never play it again type of game. Oh, now I love this game. Burnout Paradise City. This is one of the few car games that I really like. I love just racing around Paradise City, just crashing over and over again. And the, what is it? The mode, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Maybe it's in the back. Let's see. Nope, it is not. That, mode where, that showdown mode where the objective is to make your opponent crash over and over and over, and then you win. But yeah, I love that one. Xbox Live Arcade. I guess it's just Xbox Live Arcade games. I don't know why I have that. Okay, I have another terrible game. Avatar, the game. James Cameron's Avatar. This game was alright, and then it just got dull, and then it just got worse, and I never finished it because I just lost interest, and it's just boring. Another game that belonged to my brother that he just never picked up again. Destiny. I don't know anything about this game. I've never played it. It's my brother's game. He just left it in here because this is where all the Xbox 360's games go. And these next two, once again, another friend gave me these two games. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Whoa, there's two games in here. Oh wait, this disc 1, disc 2. Never mind. Castlevania Lords of Shadow and The Darkness. And in true JoshAgeddon fashion, I've never played them because I'm a terrible friend. So, that is... Oh yeah, my Game Boy Advance games. That's all for this collection right here. And I have so much crap I have to pick up after I'm done recording. But real quick, I'll just go through my Game Boy games. Alright. And, here is my Game Boy Advance. It needs new batteries. I haven't been able to turn it on in a while. Star Wars, The New Droid Army. That game sucks. It's not fun at all. It's just the most basic. Sonic Advance 3. That game's actually really good. I love Sonic Advance 3. It's one of the fastest games I've ever played. It's really fun. Let's see. I have more than this, but I can't find the other ones right now. Sonic Battle is an underrated Sonic game. SpongeBob Super Sponge and SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for GBA. I like Super Sponge. Super Sponge is a good time. Dragon Ball Z Boo's Fury, which is basically Goku's Legacy 3, or Legacy of Goku 3, and Dragon Ball GT Transformations, which is a very basic beat 'em up. And I also have Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, which is a fantastic game. Very underrated, that's never mentioned. That should be mentioned more often, but, and that is about it. Yeah, those are all of the video games that I own. And, yeah. Oh, and on my Xbox 360, I have downloaded copies of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. That's all the video games I have, and yeah, that was a lot. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Don't think so. I mentioned Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Yeah, I think that's everything. So it's a lot of games. I'm about to look and see how long this video is, and I'm going to be terrified with myself. But thank you so much for watching this long video. I'm about to go to bed. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.